very exciting day because I'm revamping my journals for 2026, specifically my traveler's journals. This one is a pocket-sized Paper Republic that I got last year around this time. I adore the color of it. I think a pop of red is so elegant and sophisticated, so chic. And as the year has gone by in real life, you can see all the marks on this and how it started to patina. It's not as vibrant as it was last year when I got it. But I also am starting this new trifold leather journal that I DIY'd myself. I made this completely by hand. So if you're kind of curious about that process, I have a whole video on my YouTube channel linked below about it. I've really enjoyed making them. I've made so many of these as gifts and will continue to do so for 2026. It's just so much fun to make these myself. And I love the fact that this one is a trifold one. Now, one of the reasons why I have just really embraced this leather journal system is that inside it is completely customizable. You can take in journals, take out journals throughout the year. Use these for purposes outside of journaling. Like if I wanted to turn this into a passport cover, I could do that. If I wanted to use this to hold a book to protect it in my bag, I could do that. I can hold my e-reader. And the fact that they're both leather means that, you know, kind of what I just said, as they age, they get marks, they get evidence of life. And I think that also looks really cool as time goes on. Like I'm excited to see this journal and this journal, you know, in 5 years, 10 years, what do they look like? And obviously also the fact that they're leather means that they're going to just hold up really well throughout the year. So that is why I'm using this one again for year 2. This is a newer one for year 1 that I made as mentioned. So it's looking a little bit more prim and proper. But in this video, I'm gonna take you through how I'm making both of these ready for my 2026 journaling needs. And I'm really excited. So let's just dive in. We're gonna start off with the pocket size. Now for the journal cover itself, the only thing I'm planning on changing is this guy right here, the charm. So let's start off with that because I just feel like it's a little bit easier to do that before notebooks get in here. I just unknotted that, took out the string, and instead of the moon, going to add this beautiful Aquarius charm that I found at Michael's. I'll have this link down below. I'll also have the moon one. It's beautiful too. It's also from Michael's. I think in 2026, I'd love to find some like really unique charms. You obviously don't need a charm in your leather journal, but I do think it's a really cool way to add personality without, you know, committing too hard. You know, this is a very easy piece to swap in and out depending on my mood. Put that through. One of the differences I will say between this Paper Republic journal that I bought and the one that I DIY'd is the quality of this elastic cord is so much better than what I've used in this one. So that is another mission for 2026 is to maybe find an alternative on that front. Okay, I think that'll do. Cute. Oh, I love that. I think going for a little bit of a bolder charm at the front just really is pleasing to my eyeballs. We've done the outside, now we gotta focus on the inside. Now last year for my pocket system, I mainly chosen 3 journals to have inside of it. And this year I'm kind of following the same structure because I've got 3 new journals. Now these inserts though are not Paper Republic, they're from the Travelers Company. I'll have them linked down in the description box below. They're passport size, not pocket size. So they're a little bit smaller than this journal, but they are definitely gonna work. And in it, I've got a blank one, a grid one, and I have this accordion fold paper notebook. And the first one we're gonna tackle is this blank one. Let's open her up. This deep burgundy journal is what I envisioned being my 2026 reading journal. I did not do any digital reading tracking in 2025. I only used my little tiny notebook. This right here was actually what 2025s look like. So you can just see the difference in size is quite decent, but this also has 64 pages. So I'm not too concerned about losing out on some real estate. I think each month, instead of having just a 2-page spread, I'll probably do 4 pages. This was my 2025 spread. I listed all the books I read with the star rating. This was my February spread. Again, a spot for me to list all the books. So I just like tracking my reading in this way. It's a lot of fun because it allows me to have like a junk journal aspect to my planning system without committing too hard. Like I don't think I'd be someone who'd want a complete junk journal style notebook. So I just don't know if I'd necessarily have the time to do that, but doing it in this small dose is absolutely possible. So it's gorgeous, so fun. Every month is a different vibe. We're doing it again this year. As much as I could just put this in as is, I really just want to play with the cover a bit. I'm going to use this new sticker book that I got. This sticker book is the John Darien Sticker Book 2. Now last year I got the Nathalie Lede sticker book, and although I'm not done, I wanted just like some new variety for 2026, but I made sure I waited a year so that I had put a significant dent in that sticker book. and I'll still use it this year as well. This one has a very different style to it. So I've already flipped through and like picked out some of my favorites, but oh, wait a second. Kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of using this sticker right here because it looks like it came from a storybook, which matches the vibe of a reading tracker. And what I'm gonna do is have it bleed over. Probably like this. Yes. And then when I fold it, that's what it'll look like. Ooh. And then I've got this label maker. I borrowed this label maker from my mom, and it's actually so cool. I may need to get one for myself because this would be great for labeling anything in my home. So there you have that. That's the cover. And now we're gonna flip open. I'm gonna use this rectangle opportunity to list my reading goals. My reading goals this year are less focused on quantity and more on the quality of reading I'm doing. So I wanna read one nonfiction book each month. A really interesting one that I want to tackle is reading a classic novel each quarter. We'll see how ambitious that is because some classic novels can be a little bit tougher than others. So we'll see which ones I choose. And then I also want to read one new genre each quarter. By new genre, to me, it's like anything outside my regular genre, which like I majority read romance or fantasy novels. So I kind of want to try things outside of those two genres. It can be a repeated genre. So if I did like two science fictions, that's okay. Or something that's more historical. Like, I don't know what I'm kind of looking for here. Now, for the first 2-page spread, I want to log my TBR. So this is a place for me to write down any book recommendations. I also feel like I'm gonna add these little bookstore blob stickers. I found this at some point in 2025 at a Toronto stationery store, and I've been saving them for a special occasion. I feel like that special occasion has arrived. I don't like to fill these kinds of spreads too much because obviously, you know, they're gonna be filled with titles. Oopsie daisy. Should also be using a ruler here, but who cares? And then next up, I want to log the number of books read in 2026. I'll add a fun little curvy underline here. Oh my God, this is so dangerous to just be drawing lines with no ruler. I usually keep things a little bit more professional when doing it. Oh, that one feels a little off. It's okay, it's fine. Each of these blocks is gonna be a spot for me to record the number. Technically, like I said, I'm not really focusing on quantity, but I do like to kind of keep track of this stat because I like seeing how much or what times of the year I'm reading more, just out of curiosity. So it's not because I really want this number to be the highest it's ever been for each month in 2026. And we're gonna add cuteness with our globs, our little friends. And there you have that, very simple, but I like that they're pairing together. And now we'll go into January spread. Now each month is going to look different because we're just gonna see what I feel inspired to do. For January though, we're gonna go with the chart format. Now, one of the reasons why I do like this pocket passport size is the fact that, and I've mentioned this before, you don't have a lot of real estate to decorate. So it kind of takes some of the pressure away from having to design this really intricate spread, which I quite enjoy. Now this spread is super simple. There's a column here for me to write the number of the book that I read that year. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I actually could fill this in. A spot for the title and then a section for the rating. Very simplistic. And then beside each book, why I left a little bit of a margin is for me to record how I read it. So if I put a star beside it, it's an ebook. If I put a square beside it, it's a physical book. If I put a circle beside it, it's an audiobook. And if I underline any of these symbols, it means I borrowed it. I didn't actually purchase it myself. Because when you're reading 50+ books a year consistently, sometimes you lose track of which things you got and which things you have just gotten from the library. And I have been trying to use Libby more with my e-reader. So this will just help me remember that stuff. I probably will be a little bit more creative with the spreads going forward though, because I do like all of the color that I played around with in 2025, but this gets me started, and I think these little stickers made a big impact too. Let's actually add ones to the front here. We're done that sheet. So there you have that. That's my reading journal started for 2026. Moving on to this green one. This is the grid version. I'm not gonna do much inside. I purposely chose the grid paper one because I'm gonna be using this more for like to-do lists, for notes. This pocket size journal is something I usually have with me on the go. And in 2025, I didn't really have a dedicated place for me to just put like random stuff. So that's what this one's gonna be, but I will focus on the cover. Here we are again with my trusted label maker. I find this so much more fun than a regular label maker. So I've got don't forgets, notes, and ideas. Yes, I like that a lot. I think those two covers look very cohesive. And now to our accordion. One of my favorite little journals I did last year was a memory log. So instead of doing like a gratitude practice every day, I thought, let me just record some of my brightest memories throughout the year. It ended up being a really great way to log special moments that were like big, but also smaller moments that I otherwise would have forgotten about, and really create a little keepsake for me to revisit year after year. As mentioned, this is an accordion style notebook. So actually each page comes out like this. And I'm kind of intrigued by this because I feel like this is going to make the memory log really fun to be playful with. Like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna feel like the need to keep the design cohesive throughout the year or what. This would be January, February, March, April, May, June. Flip it over, July, August, September, October, November, December. Will I regret this when it comes time to actually filling it in? I don't know. I really want to try this notebook style, and this is the only purpose I can think that won't be a complete lowering of functionality. Because if I had to do this every time I filled in a reading log or a to-do list, I'd be quite annoyed. But for memory logging, like, this could be a really good end of month practice. Now, front cover. Once again, we go to the sticker book. I think this makes sense, or like that. Okay. Memories, and let's see if I can fit in 2026. I'm shifting over to voiceover here so that you don't have to hear voices in the background while I'm speaking, but I really love how all three of these journal covers turned out, and I think they look fabulous all together. Obviously, because I use stickers from the same sticker book, it just all looks very cohesive, which scratches an itch in my brain that's very satisfying. And then once the three journals were put in the order that I kind of wanted them, I actually pulled out the inserts from my previous version of this journal to see what I wanted to take with me into this one. So this is a paper folder from Paper Republic. It's handy for some like little knickknacks, so I like to have it in this one. I wanted to add that for sure. And then I also had this clear envelope pocket insert from Midori, which will be linked down below. That is nice, again, for just holding extra knickknacks that may pop up that I need to have a special place for. Now, full disclosure, this video was pre-filmed, so I've already been using this reading journal a little bit, and I gotta say, I'm not pleased with the layouts that I did. I think they're fine, but I need to step it up in February because I don't think they compare quite to last year's versions of them. So, you know, more pasting in fun is going to happen with my reading journal this year, but the other journals are going swell and I'm loving this setup so far. And then next up was my trifold A5 journal that I DIY'd myself. I also have since discovered a hot foil pen, so that's what you saw me just use to add the C and a little message at the back of the journal that I love to repeat to myself. And inside this journal, I plan to add this moleskin that I customized with my own tin embossed journal cover. The way I did this is I took an aluminum foil foil pie pan, yes, a pie pan, and I smoothed it out and then used my pen on a medium soft surface like this little paperback book for crosswords to emboss a design. I just freehanded it, didn't put too much thought into it, cut it out, pasted it in, and then after about an hour or two of it drying with some books on top of it to really glue it on there, it was done. And I just think it makes the journal look a little chic, a little interesting to feast the eyes on, you know? Now this journal is extra special because it is a pre-dated moleskin, again, linked below, and I got a pre-dated single page journal because I want this to be the journal that I do my morning page. And I was going to say morning pages, but morning pages I think is supposed to be, from my memory, 3 pages, or is it 2 pages? It's multiple pages a day that you're supposed to do of stream of conscious writing. I am shifting to 1 because at this period of my life, I don't feel like I need that quantity of journaling, but I still want to be doing it daily as a way of just even like recording my mindset, you know, or just getting through thoughts or feelings that come up that just inevitably can surprise you when you're doing journaling in this way as a practice daily. So I really love it, but I needed something to keep me accountable. And I think a pre-dated journal is what I need so that I'm forced to actually write on the day that I'm supposed to. Otherwise, then I'm going to be confronted with this blank dated page. So far, we are very consistent. I'm hoping that stays the theme in 2026. I do want to add more things to this trifold journal because there are other strings to add more journals. However, when I first made this journal, I made it using a template. Exactly. Once I made this journal, I realized that I probably need it to be a little bit bigger, and bigger meaning it needs to be able to accommodate more notebooks than this one can, because this is a really thick notebook. So if I add another thick notebook, it's not enough leather for it to cover completely to trifold over. So I am debating on whether or not I'm going to make myself my new version of the journal that I've been making for all of my friends and family in my life. Like that's the size I now give people, and I really like that size. So TBD on that. For now, it's staying as is, and this journal is the only thing that I'm keeping in this journal cover. And we'll see if I make a new one, this might shift over. This journal cover may stay exclusively as my daily journaling cover. I don't know. The possibilities are endless, so I'm not stressed about it. I need to know in the comment section down below, what are you doing for your 2026 journal setup? Have you decided? Have you started? I love doing these types of videos, and I want to do more planner and journal content this year. So if you've got any specific requests or questions, also let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys soon with the next one, and until then, bye.